Hi, it's Mara, and I am back finally. It's been about an exact month since I had my aha moment. Sorry, doing this with my hands. Since I had my whole aha moment with body positivity and what am I doing to put myself in an unhealthy situation, etc., etc. If you've been following along, or we can just call it the initial midlife crisis. I don't know, midlife crisis phase 1, if you will. I've been crazy busy with work. That's why I've got work makeup on, and I've got my hair in a hair mask, and I had to put a filter on this because the lighting was crazy because it keeps raining, and it's cloudy, and I live in Florida, so it's a little bit nuts. I have gotten some really awesome comments on my YouTube channel of people that have actually found my videos and have been watching them, and we have a lot of things in common, like the fear of hunger and the things that I've been talking about. And I just want to say first, I am totally new at this, so I don't know how to I might talk about stuff and not put links up or not put the right tags on. This is really my video journal, and I'm inviting you to be a part of it, so I really appreciate any feedback or any interaction, because it really helps me feel not alone. But I'm not one of those expert YouTubers that's going to have perfect lighting all the time and great little fuzzy background or glittery background. I'm not going to tag things, or I don't have time for all that. Actually, I had to obligate myself to film today, because if not, I'm not going to have another opportunity in the entire week. So at the end of my last video, I had seen some success, and I'm happy to report. Sorry, I'm happy to report, and I don't know how to edit, so I can't edit out that I had to scratch my nose. Anyway, in my last video, it's been about a month. I think it's been exactly 30 days, or close to it, and I've lost 20 pounds, which is crazy, because number one, I noticed that you can't tell on me. I mean, you can tell because I'm not in the pain zone anymore, and I'm not in pain, and I'm able to walk around. My back's not bothering me. I have a strenuous job that I'm like driving for hours at a time, or standing for hours at a time, driving and standing for hours at a time. So the fact that I feel a lot more comfortable at work is a relief and enough motivation to keep me going. But for the last video, at the end of the last video, I was going to go on a date. And I said that I wanted to discuss dating while dieting. I decided not to go on that date. And it's a date with someone that I've been dating for about a year. I've been dating 2 people for about a year. And no. I'm not in Hoville. I'm not sleeping with 2 people. So listen clearly, dating 2 people for the past year. And I kind of decided that I don't have time for that. Right now it just seems like nonsense. I just don't feel like it. Not because I don't like myself, or not because... No, I mean, I've been in this body, maybe not this big, but I've been in this body my entire life, and I've dated my entire life. I've had boyfriends my entire life. I don't have an issue. I'm not, I'm not like some big girls that are overly promiscuous, or others that don't. I have a good balance of a dating life, and I always have. But I think this is the first time that I'm like, I don't want to deal with your issues and mine too. I'm going to deal with my issues. And it's hard. I don't know. Most women my age are married and contemplating divorce, and I've got other things to focus on. My job is great, and I'm finally back in the swing of things, so I'm really excited. I'm in the process of buying a house, and I guess I'll share this. I'll share. About 4 4 to 5 years ago, I met a man and I fell head over heels, and I was in a really good place with my weight, a comfortable place. I had really good control over it, and I fell in love with him, and we started dating, and from dating we went to living together. From living together we went to pregnancy, and I was 41 and I had a miscarriage, and my hormones went crazy, and I was dating a man who was 6'6" and could eat anything. So I kind of thought I could catch up, I could match him, and no, can't. So fast forward, it turned out to be a very emotionally as well as financially abusive relationship that it's taken me about 3 years to get over. And there's a point here. There's a point. Because I am starting to catalog and categorize the things that give me anxiety. And things that give me anxiety usually make me want to eat. And just recently, in the last 3 years that I've been away from him, my credit score shot up about 200 points. Yay for me. I actually had a healthy amount of savings, which I was never a person that did a lot of saving. I'd rather wear it on my body and on my feet than actually put it in the bank. But having gone through a situation where I was so financially abused, saving money, I became like a squirrel. I didn't, spending over $100 made me anxious. And I learned to have a nest egg, and I learned to have savings, and I made the decision to purchase a home. And this past week, I forked over my down payment. And it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I got flashbacks of 3 years ago, where I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I lost this security blanket that was my savings account that made me feel like I had survived this relationship and that I had rebuilt myself. I just handed it over. And it's a new build. The house is a new build, so it's going to take about 4 months to build. So I'm like freaking out because I want to store and save every dollar that I have, because I feel like I'm like out on this tightrope without a net. And I started to get flashbacks of the bad things that happened to me in that relationship. And I had to like literally medicate myself and go to sleep at night so that I wouldn't stay up and eat all night. I found myself having cravings that I hadn't had in over a month, wanting things that I hadn't, like pasta. I wanted pasta so bad I couldn't stand it, and just things that I had already cut out of my life. And so I learned this is another trigger, that I don't like not having money in the bank, even though I'm getting this big, beautiful, brand new house in exchange. But there are things that happen to us that sort of like shape the way we feel and we approach certain things. And it's good to know that handing over large amounts of cash creates a lot of anxiety in me. And which then brings me back to my previous situation with the ex, where I gained about 70 or 80 pounds on top of being flat broke and really, really emotionally and financially abused by this person. And I had to face that this week, and I couldn't shove my feelings down my throat and put food on top, as Shonda Rhimes would say. I had to really deal, and that was interesting. And I'm not through it yet. I'm not through it. I really am desperate to get this feeling of of insecurity and out of the way, and these memories of abuse. Those of you that, you know, we categorize domestic violence as physical and emotional, and there's an organization called the Purple Purse, which is advocating that this gets me so emotional, that financial abuse in women should be considered domestic violence. And I am such a supporter of that, because I unknowingly became involved with a man that had a background of domestic violence. And even though he was never physically violent with me, once an abuser will always be an abuser, and his way of control and his way of abuse was obviously emotional and financial. So look up the Purple Purse and see what they're about and support them, because they are supporting women that have been financially abused by men, and they are advocating to have that considered a facet or a stage of domestic violence. Anyway, so dating, not right. No, not gonna happen. Not right now. I need to save more money. I need to really process how I felt about this past relationship and I'm over it, but I didn't know that I was going to be triggered in any way. So I need to just stay focused on me and my issues, and I do need to get out. I do need to start being more social and not isolating myself as much and not covering myself in work as much, but there won't be any dating. Anyway, I tried to keep it short, 12 minutes, 13 seconds. Thank you so much for your support, and thanks for watching. I'll be back soon.